may as well make the best of your situation. Um, I'm in a really, look, the holidays can be hard anyway. The holidays, with all the COVID craziness and the economy, things are tough right now. This is our first holiday season without my mom. Which really sucks, but you know, it's just that is what it is. That's the way that life works. We love and we have loss, and you just kind of have to go on. But the stress of all that, and then I always laugh when I comment that it's really cold. People are always like, well, you live in Alaska. Well, what? No one in hot places ever complains about it being hot? Come on, y'all. And there's cold, and there's, oh shit, you're kidding me, cold. It's been like 35, 40 below zero at my house. That's not the official cold, but officially it's been like 30 to 35 below. And it'll warm up just enough, and then it gets cold again. And when I say just enough, I mean it changes the barometric pressure just enough that it screws with my symptoms. So things just have been really challenging lately. And I'll be honest, I don't want to talk about this tonight, but I don't really know what else I want to talk about. I'm in a really petulant mood. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm really gosh damn tired of this weather. It got cold unusually early this year, unseasonably early. We were seeing temperatures in November that we don't usually see until the end of December or January. And yeah, December's just been a anyway. Anyway, Christmas is just around the corner. And I was going to talk about something else tonight, but I'm like, well, no, because people will probably have parties to go to this weekend. And of course, this information will apply to Christmas dinner as well. That's the problem with not going anywhere, though, because it's cold and it's dark. Winter solstice in the part of the world where I live is 3 hours and I think 40. I should have checked. I didn't plan on talking about it. I believe it's 3 hours and 42 minutes of official daylight. So it's cold and it's dark. And I don't want to leave the house. And it's so mentally unhealthy. And you know what I do to cope? The worst thing I could, well, not the worst, but one of the worst things I could do, I bake. But since I don't leave the house, I don't give any of it away. That's bad. It's not a good thing for me. So actually, if I was going somewhere for Christmas, that would be better than me staying home and just cooking all day. But anyway, if you are going somewhere for Christmas dinner, this is a good way to make sure you can go out and enjoy yourself, and you should. It's one party, it's one dinner, it's not the end of the world. One night of overindulgence is not what made you heavy. It's just not. But there are some things you do if you're really trying to stick to your eating plan. There are some things you can do to go and enjoy yourself, but still be able to somewhat stay on your eating plan, not to completely blow it. Number one, don't go hungry. Don't go to anything that's going to be a big buffet when you're hungry. That should be common sense, but as one of my gurus likes to say, common sense is not always common practice. Eat some vegetables before you go. Have a salad. Have some, I don't know, whatever you like to eat. Maybe I like roasted Brussels sprouts. That's a really roasted Brussels sprouts and bacon. You got vegetables, you got a little bit of fat. That'll help keep you full longer. Sauteed, whatever you like to eat. Just have some vegetables. Have a nice big salad. Put some healthy fats in it. If you eat healthy fats and protein and vegetables before you go, you're going to feel full longer. The vegetables, that's a lot of volume, you know. One of the things I like to do, and this is it's not technically, it's not an official dish at this restaurant, but there's a restaurant in town that my mom loved to go to. They do have a thing officially on the menu named after my mom, but when I went in and told the owner, "Hey, look, I'm supposed to be on this really crazy diet, and I can't have eggs, and I can't have grain, and I can't have dairy," and we went back and forth, and we came up with, she calls it the Courtney Special, and I like to have this before I'm going to anything where I know there's going to be a buffet because it tastes good and it's really healthy. It's a big plate of fresh spinach with chopped bacon, sauteed onions. I have this really lovely balsamic glaze. Oh, it's so good. It's nice and thick so it sticks to the spinach and the bacon, and then a sliced avocado over it. That's got everything. It's got the vegetables, it's got the protein, it's got the healthy fat. So I'm going to go feeling fuller and keeping that satiated feeling a lot longer. Number 2, you got to hydrate. Especially if you're having cocktails, especially for goodness sakes, if you're driving, don't have very many cocktails, and certainly hydrate. But we don't drink enough water really as a society anyway. Most of us are pretty dehydrated. A good rule of thumb, if you're not driving, if you're driving, please, please, please only have one drink. But if you're not driving, have a cocktail and a glass of water. Then have a cocktail and a glass of water. A, that's going to keep you from drinking too much and making an ass out of yourself. B, that's going to help keep you from feeling hungover the next day. The water is also going to help you feel full longer. I am having a hell of a time. Ha ha ha. Number 3, choose wisely. Now, I'm not saying, there's like foods you only see this time of year. I make a lot of cranberry themed desserts because I love cranberries. I love that tart and sweetness. But choose wisely. Go through, there's almost always on any of these buffets for holiday parties, there's almost always shrimp and cocktail sauce. That's a good choice. That's a lot better choice than just filling up on a bunch of crap. Now, if you want to have a bunch of sweets, I'm not telling you not to have them, but fill up on some shrimp and some vegetables. Just go easy on the ranch. I mean, you know what to do. Use a little logic here. Maybe go through the buffet line and fill up on that kind of stuff first. Fill your plate with that, and then go back and get any sweets that you would like to try. Nuts are a great thing to pick at a party like that. Even if they're candied, that healthy fat in there, again, is going to help you feel full longer, but it also helps slow the absorption of that sugar, which is very beneficial. I make it worth it, If you take a bite of something, if you grab that, this is how I love baked goods. I love baked goods. And I've been at buffets and I'll see something and I'm like, oh, that looks amazing. And I get it and I take a bite and it's just not worth it. I discreetly find somewhere to get rid of it because I'm not going to eat it. If it's not worth the calories, don't eat it. Make wise choices. If you want to have a piece of cheesecake, the homemade cheesecake's probably, if the home cook knows what they're doing at all, that's probably going to taste a lot better than the mass-produced store-bought one. Or maybe you like the mass-produced store-bought ones over the homemade ones. In that case, then you choose the one that you like, but make it worth it. And don't beat yourself up at all. Because like I said, it's one evening out of your life. This is not going to make or break anything. Portion control. We have such a warped concept of portions in America, and several years ago I was working with a bunch of young people, and we had a girl, she just started with us. I'd only met her I think once or twice before, but I was having a big birthday dinner and everyone else was invited, so of course I invited this young lady. Well, she was Chinese, and we went to this Italian place and she ordered a calzone, and they bring it and they set it in front of her. None of us thought anything of it, and she's just like, and she's real quiet. And I said, is everything okay? And she looked up at me and she said, I could eat off of this for 3 or 4 days. And yet it was served to her as one meal. Here's your entree. We have no concept of portion size. If you go to a restaurant, steaks usually come in 8, 10, 12, or 16 ounce sizes. According to the American Heart Association, you know how big I can't speak. How big a serving of steak really should be? 3 to 4 ounces. 3 to 4 ounces. Think about that. If you go to a restaurant and you order a 16-ounce steak, you're having 4 times what you should really be eating. It should be about the size of a deck of cards. Is a good rule of thumb on that. And honestly, you're looking at the cheesecake and you're like, I love cheesecake. I really want a piece of that. Cut one of the big pieces in half. Most of the time, that's going to be enough to satisfy that craving, and you're not overindulging. You're not eating this ginormous piece of cheesecake, which has God only knows how many calories, or a nice chocolate fudgy cake. I'm not supposed to eat chocolate. I'm not supposed to eat sugar. I have been on the worst chocolate kick lately, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with the cold and the dark and all the other shit going on. But yeah, make sure that that chocolate cake or that brownie or whatever it is, make sure it's worth it, but cut it in half. That's probably going to be enough to hit that taste that you're craving. Plus, if you cut it in half, you'll have room. So maybe you want a little bit of the cheesecake and a little bit of the chocolate cake. Just just think about it. It's easy to go to these things, especially if you're someone who emotionally eats and you have any sense of social anxiety. You're just going to keep your plate full and keep stuff in your face. You don't have to talk to anybody. If you're eating, don't do that to yourself. But it's just one day. Even if you go hog ass wild, you eat the whole damn cheesecake, you drank way too much, you feel miserable the next day. Well, you know what? It's one night. One night's not going to make you fat. One night it's not going to make you thin. It's not going to make you healthy. So if it's one night. If you want to indulge and indulge without any guilt. Or you could indulge a little by not going to the party hungry, making sure you stay hydrated, choose wisely, and monitor your portion control. I'm not telling you to bring a damn little food scale. Don't take a food scale to the buffet and weigh everything, but just, you can get a general idea of what a serving size should be. Look it up online. I guess I should have done that, but I didn't think about it. I'm surprised I can think about anything today. I was in a meeting earlier today, and it was funny because I was taking really good minutes, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I have no idea what the hell we're talking about. But the minutes, fortunately, were just for my own records, and I actually wrote in there, I completely lost focus. I have no idea what we're talking about. And it was a really interesting topic, too, but I missed a chunk, and I don't know how long it was. Yeah. Anyway, that's how my day is gone. I hope you all had a great day. If you're somewhere warm, send warm thoughts. If you're somewhere warm, please do me a favor tomorrow. Go outside. Even if you just walk to the end of your driveway and back, do that, because I'm not going outside unless I take the dogs out. But it's so cold. All three of us, it's like we're out and we're back in. None of us want to be out there. But yeah, so if you can get outside, please do so. And think of me. Send warm thoughts because it's damn cold. And I will be back Friday at 5 o'clock Alaska time. Thanks.